I was gonna end right now. Welcome, Pie Site Shadow Games Report. My stream got cut short earlier today. It was only a loss of 30 minutes, and I'm actually kind of glad that nobody saw the last 30 minutes. That's how you know things didn't go too well. But it's okay. It's okay. There's I don't feel like the story is too important. I kind of feel like we all kind of get the gist. There's a bad guy. They sell chemical weapons and crap. I don't know. I actually don't even really know the real story behind this game. I just know that he's a bad guy. I just know that the guy from Breaking Bad is the bad guy. He broke some bad. But anyways, before we play the game, we're going to do a little bit of news, as we always do. So let's get into it. Let me also turn that off, so that my connection can clean itself up. You're going to clean yourself up, right? like you did earlier. You did it all by yourself. I was so proud of you. I didn't even have to get up and slap you. That's how you know it's going to be a good day, if you don't have to get up and slap somebody as soon as you wake up. Which, that's literally what happened this morning. I woke up, I got the show ready, and I started. So if I ever seem like I'm out of it. Thomas Massey cabinet appointment speculation. Let's see what this is. Also going to talk about Kamala a bit. There was a specific tweet that I was looking for earlier and I couldn't find it. Alright, why are you being crappy already? Am I gonna have to get up and slap you? You're gonna make me get up and slap you. I know it, I can feel it. Correct yourself, quickly. Quickly. Quickly, sire. There we go. What is this? VP Harris role in Afghanistan withdrawal decision. What kind of role did she have? In 2021, Vice President Kamala Harris confirmed her involvement in the decision-making process regarding the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan, stating she was the last person in the room before President Joe Biden made the final decision. This decision has been criticized for its execution, which resulted in the tragic loss of 13 American service members. Harris has faced scrutiny over her role in the withdrawal, with some questioning her accountability and the lack of consequences for those involved in the planning and execution of... Alright, mic check 1, 2. Alright, just making sure. Making sure everything's working. Where's my hat at? My hair has not been lovely today. Y'all know me. If I don't have lovely hair... I was kidding. I'm not a hinkle. I'm not a overdo your hair hinkle. I'm a don't touch your hair kind of guy. I'm a don't touch your hair sites kind of guy. Let's see. Rollback from Libs of TikTok. I swear, Libs of TikTok, there's like a few different accounts that are just always at the top. It's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, because I would like to see some newer names. Like, I'm not doing this, y'all. Like, this is obviously X's algorithm pumping these particular articles to the front. I don't know if these people pay for their accounts, but 25,000. And I know Libs of TikTok gets a lot of free advertising too through different conservative outlets. I believe this is actually a female that runs this channel. I forgot her name. Throwback, Kamala says she was the last person in the room and was a major part in the decision to pull out of Afghanistan, which led to the disastrous withdrawal where 13 service members were killed. I'll go ahead and repost it. How long is this? It's probably the same video. Everybody always steals each other's videos. I want 25,000 likes too.
Biden always said that he wants you to be the last person in that room, particularly for big decisions, just as he was for President Obama. He just made a really big decision. Afghanistan.
Yes.
Were you the last person in the room?
Yes.
And you feel comfortable?
I do.
Biden always said that he wants you to be the last person in the room, particularly for big decisions, just as he was for President Obama. He just made a really big decision. Afghanistan.
Yes.
Were you the last person in the room?
Sorry, I had my mic off for a second. She's just not a good liar. She just doesn't know how to come off as believable. I mean, I really think that's why she was picked. Like, I think, let me go over to my profile real quick. There was a guy, what's his name? Tony Segura, something like that. He seems like a really smart guy. He's an older fella. But I was reposting a lot of his stuff before I came on. Probably have a few of his posts, yeah. Tony Saruga, my bad. He is on the right. He's definitely Christian. But he seems like he's got his head on pretty straight for the most part. Yeah, this type of stuff where you're, I guess, denigrating a religion. You know, like, I hate talking about this while I'm talking about news, but I'm not particularly religious. I believe in God, but I guess even though I'm not religious, I don't want to see religions being completely sidelined. There's a lot of good ethics that we can learn from religion. There's a lot of bad too, don't get me wrong. But where we get to this weird point where we start to do things that will just irritate anyone that protects the religions, like this type of thing. Yeah, I posted this from Colin Rugg, but Tony Saruga, actually, I probably should just pull up his profile. Open in a new window. No, not that. Not a new window. I'm in a new tab. New tab. There we go. I'll get to him in a second. He's got a lot of good posts. He posts like every freaking hour though. So that's why I couldn't find the post that I was looking for. I was like, oh my god, I have to go through like 100 posts before I get to what I'm looking for. There's a lot of bad, which I repost a lot too. I feel like the only thing that's really mine is my actual video that I put out. Okay, I think I posted that yesterday. No, this is actually earlier today. Paper ballots are the smartest, safest way to ensure the vote. Yeah, I talked about this earlier. This post is from 2019. X this morning was saying that Kamala Harris, I mean, I guess I didn't exactly say that she posted this morning, but it kind of alluded to, I don't know, the way X takes its news from tweets. There's a few things that need to be updated, like relevancy and like how old it is. Like that's the first thing that should have been mentioned. Because I was reading it and I was thinking that she like just said this. Because it really surprised me at first. I was like, holy shit, she wants to use the thing that's gonna make her lose the election. It's like for her, she probably wants electronic voting, but I don't know. Maybe there's other ways to fake a paper ballot. There probably is. I've heard that even they're giving IDs to illegals now and social security numbers, like basically just making them citizens. Anyways, let's move along. Must watch. Kamala Harris praises the defund the police movement. I might have covered this earlier, but we're going to cover it again real quick. This whole movement is rightly saying we need to take a look at these budgets and figure out whether it reflects the right priorities.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
Look, right. So here's the thing. Defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we are creating safety. And when you have many cities that have 1/3 of their entire city budget focused on policing, we know that is not the smart way and the best way or the right way to achieve safety. For too long, the status quo thinking has been you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong. Because, by the way, if you want to look at upper middle class suburban neighborhoods, they don't have that patrol car. They don't have those police walking those streets. But what they do have, they have well-funded schools. What they do have is home ownership, high home ownership rates. What they do have are thriving small businesses. What they do have is access to public health and mental health services. So this whole movement is about rightly saying, we need to take a look at these budgets and figure out whether it reflects the right priorities. When today in America...
Laura Loomer, Even CNN is reporting that Kamala Harris supports the defund police movement. Yeah, just covered that. I don't even know why I reposted her. I'm not the biggest Laura Loomer fan, to be honest. But, I mean, she does put out good stuff every now and again. Cameraman was just brutally attacked by Israeli forces for attempting to film their crimes at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Yeah, I covered that earlier. I need to stop covering stuff that I already covered. What is this? Did I cover this? We're going to talk about it real quick. The EU stands with Ukraine. Today we transfer 1.5 billion in proceeds from the immobilized Russian assets to the defense and reconstruction of Ukraine. There's no better symbol of or use for the Kremlin's money than to make Ukraine, all of Europe a safer place to live. The Pentagon wants to spend 141 billion on a doomsday machine. The DoD wants to refurbish ICBM silos that give it the ability to end civilization. But these missiles are useless as weapons, and their other main purpose, attracting an enemy's nuclear strikes. Interesting. We'll get to Mr. Saruga here in a minute. Good stuff from Mr. Saruga, investor, board member, big data pioneer, Intel Ops. Oh, he's a CIA NSA contractor / whistleblower. Hopefully he's a whistleblower. And hopefully, I guess, he's out of the CIA? I don't know. What do you think? What is this? This looks nice. Is that more logo? I don't know what that is. Sorry if that's your house. Go ahead and apologize early for that one. Pentagon wants to spend 141 billion on a doomsday machine. Yep. Already read that. If you're one of the millions of Americans who live within range of its 450 intercontinental ballistic missile silos, the Pentagon has written you off as acceptable casualty. These silos are scattered across North Dakota, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, in a zone of sacrifice, what lawmakers and military planners have long called the nuclear sponge. Gross. Everything about this. Despite real concerns over cost overruns, human lives, and the general uselessness of ICBMs, the Pentagon is barreling forward with a plan to modernize those silos and their missiles. Right now, the Department of Defense thinks that it'll cost $141 billion. Independent research puts the number at closer to $315 billion. So you lied to me. Right in the title. By half. Wow. More than half. All of that is money the Pentagon plans to use to build a doomsday machine, a weapon that were it ever used, would mean the end of human civilization. Such a weapon, most experts agree, is pointless. What is it? So just intercontinental ballistic missiles? Relic of the Cold War, the conventional thinking is that a nuclear power needs 3 options for deploying nuclear weapons: air-based strategic bombers, sea-based stealth submarines, and land-based missiles. That's the nuclear triad. Should one leg of the triad fail, one of the other 2 will prevail. If you want to read the rest of this, you can find it on my X account. I'm not going to read the rest. La 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 la. Holy crap, that's a lot. Mr. Segura, we meet again. Actually, I might have gotten this post from Segura. He posts a lot of the same people that I do. The Paris Olympics is under fire for including a child in their hypersexualized blasphemous render of the Last Supper. And a parent child could be seen joining the drag queens during the performance. Is this a dude? Are they all dudes? I don't even know anymore. Weird, gross, no. Bye. Moving along. Okay, so this is actually pretty interesting. This is from James O'Keefe, but I got it from Tony. Now, there is a longer video I'm not going to play. It's 10 minutes long, but it's just an extension of the video I'm going to play. This is about 2 minutes long. It's James O'Keefe exposing, I guess, funding fraud? Not exactly what you would call it.
I'm about to call Garland
money
Riggs.
Laundering.
He's the excessive
Yeah.
small amount donor. 31,073 individual contributions were made under his address. He's 80 years old. He lives on the outskirts of D.C. So many people across the country, I'm going to call him and see if I can make a contribution in his name. See how he responds. He's either a victim of some type of conspiracy or he's a culprit himself.
Whenever I listened to this earlier, I didn't even realize there was like a country song in the background. But I was on my phone, so.
A lot of these phone numbers are available on white pages, on Google, and other apps where you can find people's phone numbers and information. Hey there, Mr. Riggs.
Yeah.
James O'Keefe, just asking about those contributions we spoke on the phone. Have you donated to Act Blue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 using your name in this address.
No, that's not us.
That's not you?
Nope.
Have you ever donated to Act Blue? Or
I think my wife has, but nowhere near.
are you aware that people are using your name?
No,
Have you donated to Act Blue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 using your name in this address. How much did you donate to Act Blue?
So would you say 1,000 a year?
Not 1,000? Would the FEC records say that you've given 230?
So, something I want to point out real quick. If this is his name right here, I mean, like, these people really treat things like it's a joke. Like, his last name is Riggs. It's almost like they, like, seek out particular people, like, you know, people like this with the last name Riggs, just to kind of, like, throw it back in your face, like, hey, we're rigging this. I've noticed that in a few different similar instances. Just something to be aware of with pattern recognition. Just keep track of patterns.
You've given $230,000.
No.
It appears that someone else may be committing a crime using your address. I'll email you that information, the FEC records.
And do you think you can find at least some of these individuals?
That's what I do, sir.
Beautifully put. That's what I do. Alright, I'm getting the game started in the background, but we're gonna keep covering some stories until we start playing. It takes a bit for it to load. That's why I'm doing that too. Why is no one discussing Kamala Harris' ties to the Chinese Communist Party? Her husband, Douglas Emhoff, has refused to release his clients, and unfortunately, Emhoff is not required to publicly release the names. 1 second, my screen's being covered. Gotta switch back. Not publicly disclose a full list of his clients by federal law. Imhoff is not required to publicly disclose a full list of his clients by federal law. He also is not practicing law at the moment, but you know the relationships did not just evaporate. The fake fact checkers have falsely denied a connection. But how is that possible when Imhoff is refusing to disclose? I notice he'll have some typos every now and again. So something also to note whenever you're, I guess, reviewing someone. And he did say he is a CIA, NSA contractor. So he does specialize with information. But he does have typos. Which may be code for something. You never know. You never know. They do speak in code sometimes. Let's see. Was there anything particular from Tony I wanted to cover? I think there was a few good posts from Kamala that he had. They're already spreading fake and manipulated video audios of J.D. Vance. Harris campaign will be employing AI deepfakes, both audios and videos, in cooperation with CIA and deep state operatives. So, like, I kind of feel like the CIA, I don't know if there's any good people left in the CIA. Like, I feel like the CIA is deep state. Nice. Yeah, Thomas Massie is, I'm a fan of his just because he called to end the Fed. I think I think most people are on board for that at this point. Okay, let's get into this game, y'all. Let's get into the game.